I have a bone to pick with you. Not that kind of bone. Ciao amici, Christina here. Ready or not, fall is coming. Fall is my favorite time of year because I get to make and eat soup. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make bone broth out of beef marrow bones. Bone broth has so many benefits, including promoting gut and digestive health, supports joint mobility, supports the growth and strength of skin, hair, and nails, and supports better sleep. As a side note, I experimented with drinking 8 ounces of bone broth before I went to bed one night, and I did sleep better. First, you begin by getting some beef marrow bones. Grass-fed is best, but if you don't have access to those, just get what's available. You want to roast them at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. The benefit of roasting bones is that it helps to create a deeper, fuller, and richer flavor from the caramelizing of the meat and marrow. Also, marrow is jam-packed with high-quality vitamins and minerals. I will consult the bones. After the bones are roasted, you want to let the bones cool enough to touch them. Once the bones are cooled off, you can do 2 things. You can either save the marrow for yourself or use it in the broth. If you choose to save it for yourself, which is something I love to do, push the marrow through with a small spoon. If you don't have a spoon, use a straw. If you eat it, it's really good to have with a nice slice of homemade bread. Marrow helps to reduce inflammation, especially in your gut. And it is considered to be one of the healthier fats. It also makes you feel fuller longer, which means you won't be snacking on those Oreos soon after dinner. If you prefer not to eat it, pour all of the bones, marrow, and fat into your Instant Pot. Add 2 to 3 celery sticks cut into large chunks, 2 to 3 medium-sized carrots cut into large chunks, 1 onion cut into quarters, add all of those veggies into the pot. And 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. You may be wondering why I use apple cider vinegar. The reason for the vinegar is twofold. 1, it adds some probiotics into the broth, and 2, it leaches more of the calcium out of the bones and into the broth so you can get an extra boost. Also, you can add 1 small handful of parsley and 1 tablespoon of whole peppercorns. Fill the pot with water until it is about 3 to 4 inches from the top of the pot. With the lid on, make sure the valve is in the correct position and press the button that says Soup Broth. Now you wait. While we wait, I want to tell you how to make this broth in a crock pot. Follow my instructions for roasting the bones and putting in all the vegetables and the water. Cook it on low for 8 hours and strain through a fine mesh sieve, and then you're done. If you only have a regular pot, no problem. Use the biggest pot that you have. Follow my instructions that I mentioned above again for roasting the bones, adding in the vegetables and the water. This time, bring the water to a boil on high heat, and you want to skim off any of the foam that comes to the surface. After that, put the cover on, turn the heat to low, and simmer it for about 2 to 3 hours. Once the broth is finished, strain that through a fine mesh sieve. 4 hours later, and the broth is done. The great thing about broth is that it is super cheap to make. I highly recommend that you make as much as you can and then freeze it for later. I typically make 5 quarts at a time, and then I freeze what I don't use. Then, when I want soup, all I have to do is take it out of the freezer and thaw it. This broth makes a terrific base for your fall and winter soups. So I have a question for you. Do you typically buy your broth, or do you make it instead? Leave me a note in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. Ciao for now.